Hi guys, my name is Alexey, and a bunch of you requested and asked me that I do some sort of tutorial video on double tonguing. I think it's easier than writing huge essays and trying to explain what goes where. And thank you so much actually for pushing me to do it. I know a bunch of you requested it because of my recordings of Bazzini, Paganini, and even this. So I'll try to explain in my best way possible how to better start working on it, so it's easier and you get like smoother type of double tonguing, especially in upper register. And so what is double tonguing? Double tonguing is a special technique that woodwind players use, not just woodwind, brass of course, where you can articulate notes in a very rapid way, because you're not just using the like articulation type of da 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 da, but you're doing da ga da ga da ga da ga da ga da ga da ga. So the actual, you're alternating between da and g type of sound. That is probably the most important thing I want to talk to you about, which is try not to think of it as T and K sound, more D and G, so da ga instead of ta ka. What happens if you, especially in lower register, it's very easy to start playing with T and K because it's kind of, it's working out. So that's kind of like T and K sound. That was double tonguing. The problem is that while it's sort of easy to do in the lower register, eventually it's basically the tongue is being in front of the air. Like the t sound is like ta 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 ta. Just think about it. It's tongue in front of the air, so it disrupts the air. Unlike the D sound, da 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 da, doesn't disrupt. So it's the same thing. Da ga da ga da ga da ga da. So you want to shoot for something like. It sounds okay in slower tempo, but we're not really developing double tongue for playing slowly. We can do it with single tonguing. We're developing it for playing fast. So that's the most important thing. Think about whenever you play actually with single tongue tenuto, like think about playing tenuto. That's the type of articulation that you shoot for when you practice double tonguing. So it's everything is on the actual stream of air. Same thing as if I played it with single tonguing. Opposed to. Second important thing is the mistake I've done, that when I started practicing double tonguing back when I was 21 or 22, I can't remember, I would practice it every day for at least 10-15 minutes, just scales, playing with it. You have to be also careful. You get pretty tired from double tonguing, so your lips get really tired. One time I practiced so much that even my tongue started bleeding a little bit. We don't want that, because it's just like from huge air pressure it started cutting on the edge of the reed. So maybe like 10 to 15 minutes per day is nice when you just start warming up, do your long tones, then play a couple scales in the lower register. Start with lower register, try not to go above the register key. And the second important thing is not to practice it on one note, but rather to play an actual, for each articulation, da ga da ga. So for each articulation is going to be a different note. Otherwise, if you start practicing one note, it's also very easy to go the wrong route. Unnoticeably for yourself, switch to T and K type of articulation, like ta ka ta ka because it's sort of easy at first. So that's the mistake I've done, which would set me back constantly. I would be practicing scales, everything is good, and then I would start practicing at the beginning on just on one note, and then it's kind of fine. Then I play scale again, and it's not so fine anymore. So it was a setback. So you want to first play it on scales. I would start with something as simple as F major, G major, chromatic scale. As many notes as you can cover in the lower register. Then you can do something like those, I don't even know what they're called in English, sorry, the type of arpeggios where you play a couple notes in ascending manner, then you go back to the second highest notes or something like. That way you get more notes to play within the register, within our lower register of the clarinet. Next thing, for you can try going above the register key, up to you. You should try, but remember, keeping it very above the register key. That's where you have to start having a little bit more consistent air. I mean, you should always have consistent air, but that's where you really have to channel it and just concentrate on your tenuto type of articulation. Da ga da ga da. And just try not too far, maybe until E or F of second octave. That's the register where we start maybe scooping a little bit, so that thing starts happening with the ga type of sound, so we have to be kind of careful, and I'm not sure what I do to get nice articulation. You kind of have just to feel it and just kind of find out what makes it nicer. So eventually it becomes pretty smooth, although I just did a test and I recorded myself playing and then listened to how the double tonguing sounds on the microphone, and it's actually sort of more articulate than I feel the way I'm playing. I feel like I'm playing much more tenuto, barely noticeable legato type of tonguing, but actually on the speakers after the microphone I can hear everything is articulating, actually, definitely. So that's another thing you should be aware. The way you feel when you're playing is not always how it sounds to somebody in front of you. That's why it's always very important, when we play through some pieces, have somebody listen and tell us their opinion, because they have different perspective. They're there listening to the sound while you are here, from this point, you're playing something, you don't even hear the balance between you and piano if you're playing with the pianist. Just something to think about. So so as I mentioned, it sounds a little bit on the recording a little bit more articulate. So I would say don't be afraid to play more tenuto. So even if you feel like almost like the tongue is barely heard, it's probably heard. So again, and once I start practicing there and start going higher, also some type of exercises where you're alternating each note. Eventually later, once you start feeling really comfortable with double tonguing, you can try to just practice it on one note just for the speed, kind of, or just kind of like figure out. I do it just to kind of figure out exactly the position I want to do it, but it's later, once you feel really comfortable playing scales. Depends also on the reed. You don't want to play very heavy reeds because you get a lot of air resistance. You have to be like actually blow pretty hard and maintain everything here to get this type of articulation. Also, you don't want very soft reeds because then it's actually hard to get that ga sound in upper register. It just kind of doesn't happen always. So good moderate reed is good. There were times when I played what was it, Dan Johnston mouthpiece with number 5 Van Doorn reeds, and I was managing the double tonguing, and actually my album Model for Assembling, that's all Dan Johnston with number 5s. and I'm double tonguing there a lot. It's just it was a lot of work, and yeah, a lot of headache as well. So you want to choose your reed wisely for exercises, especially for those 10-15 minutes that you're going to be doing. Let's see. Yeah, so once you start feeling comfortable, expand your scales into the register above the register key. And yeah, and I don't really have any set exercises for it. It's just, as I said, some type of scales and, you know, arpeggios make it so you play more notes in a row. You can even take some etude where it's more consistent lines, like, you know, stepwise motion, and it's all articulated, and try to double tongue it slowly at first, preferably. Don't try to play something with the jumps. That stuff is hard. Double tonguing with, like, you know, more than thirds something, yeah, not the best thing. These days I practice kind of on one note. For instance, right now the way I played the scales in upper register, I didn't like my tongue quality, so I might just go and try it on one note, kind of to figure out my positioning, something like. Yeah, the also double tonguing does take some warm up. If I ever do a recording where I have to try to make something, you know, I try to play something fast, like that Paganini Fifth Caprice that I've done, I was warming up, like good 10-15 minutes. I was, well, also not to kill myself before the recording, but you know, I was playing it, so eventually it starts getting a little bit faster. When you just first pick up clarinet and start double tonguing, it's like literally each day you're kind of like, what happened? It's slower, but you know, everybody has to warm it up a little bit, and then, you know, if you're really shooting for something very fast. Otherwise, it's you know, once you get comfortable with it, you can maintain like a solid speed that even wake up in the morning or in the middle of the night, you pick up clarinet, you can play something fast. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, some people keep asking about, well, what about triple tonguing? What if you have some lines where it's triplets? I've talked to a couple clarinetists who are very good double tonguers, and I've talked to flutists, and nobody I've met out of the clarinet world does triple tonguing the way, you know, triple tonguing is usually done, which is like alternating da ga da da ga da da ga da da, or da ga ga da ga ga da ga ga da, or any one of those variations. Flutists do it, and some don't. Some play, you know, triplets with actually like in double tongue. So it's like da ga 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 da. Although in flute it's, you know, it's also possible, they don't have as much air resistance. We have pretty big air resistance, so if you try, I've tried actually, I've practiced for 2 or 3 weeks consecutively triple tonguing, like da ga da da ga da da, trying to develop it, and I just felt that like all those 3 weeks there was no progress in tempo whatsoever. And the reason for that is because once you get this da ga da da, it's almost like you have to reset the air a little bit. You know, you get back into the speed of your single tonguing, so you lose a lot of speed as opposed to playing actually double tonguing on triplets. Double tonguing on triplets, you can do it extremely fast because that's your double tonguing speed. It's like consistent air, and you're just going like on top of that. So if you have some passages, also I don't do any exercises. If there's a piece, something I need to double tongue on the triplets, I'll just practice that slowly, not too slowly, but you know, slowly enough, and then pick up the speed. I think sometimes a bunch of etudes or exercises sometimes is a waste, because you do it for that particular group of notes, then you encounter a piece and you sort of have to start from scratch. But that's my agenda. It doesn't mean it works for everybody or doesn't work for anybody. So if I'm playing something triple tonguing, I'll do. And in slower tempo is just a nightmare. It's it really messes up with your mind. But let's say that except from one of my pieces that I wrote for my electronic album with Clarinet, Memoria, I did kind of, I have to sing in triplets and play it as double tonguing. Something like that. What else? Yeah, so you just have to practice alternating the pattern, but like maintaining one air speed. So once again, to recapitulate, number one thing, first start practicing only in lower register. Don't mess with the register above the register key. Number two, play alternating notes, so scales preferably. Don't practice on one note yet. Don't do it. Three, which was actually probably number one when I said it at first, but whatever. Make sure it's DG, the very smooth kind of tenuto type of tonguing. And we don't want that, you know, that kind of breaking down tractor type of tonguing. So. Again, the slower tempo is a little bit harder. We're not developing double tonguing for slower tempo. We can single tongue at that speed, so you know it's more for faster tempo. So choose your kind of like slow practicing tempo, which can be much faster. One line, one airline. I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah, let me know if that's helpful. Also, be sure to check out my website. I redesigned it recently, and I believe on at least as of the time of making this video, there are 2 tracks that just come for free. They get sent to your email once you subscribe. It's the Paganini's Fifth Caprice and Mendelssohn's Scherzo from Midsummer's Night Dream, arranged first by famous violinist Jascha Heifetz and eventually by my previous teacher Charles Neidig, a famous solo clarinetist. And it's a great arrangement for clarinet and piano that was just recorded recently for my newest CD called Grandeur, which is, again, as of the moment of right now, it's not out yet, but the CD is there, it's not released. And the moment of this video is, what is it? 15th of January, I think, 2015, or 14th, can't remember. Okay, great, hope that was helpful. I'll probably hear from you guys, let me know. Maybe I can even do a follow-up video if it's needed. Okay, see you soon.